Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to be working with some Stationery Selection items that I got in my kit for February. I'll be honest, this is not my favorite layout. The items are a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I tried to use a lot of the supplies and I tried to make it work, and it's about the creative process. So I want to quickly discuss a question that I was asked in a couple videos ago, and I just want to quickly just reread it. It was a new mom who just had a baby, and she can't seem to find the time to create and get into her happy place and do the things that she loves, and she asked for advice as a mother how I find time to do that. And I want to answer that question, but quickly I just want to say I'm just ripping up this piece of paper from that notebook because I really liked the color of it, and I wanted to add a little bit of texture and a base layer for what I'm creating. And that's what I'm going to be doing from this point on for the next minute or two. I'm just going to be creating a bunch of different layers to give the right side of the page some texture. So to answer your question, as a mother of three, I've got a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old that are in school during the day in first grade and kindergarten. So I have a little bit of freedom during the day with them being gone in school. And then I have a 9-month-old, and I am also currently pregnant. I think I'm 32 weeks now. And so I create during his nap time. I do not try to carve out the space while he's awake because that's not fair to him. I like to be really hands-on with him because he's a baby. Obviously, you need to be. But I also don't want to be interrupted. I don't want to be in the middle of doing something and then have to stop what I'm doing to tend to the baby. So I take advantage of his 2 nap times. He has 2 naps during the day, one of which is while the boys are at school, which is when I do my creative things. It's when I record my videos, do my voiceovers, and just go into my office and just play. Or I watch bad TV, or I lay down and rest, or I do my chores, whatever it is. So, I want to pause again from answering the question. These bread stickers is kind of where I have a kind of like an issue. I love bread. I eat a lot of bread, and I love all of the things that these pictures describe, but it's just a weird thing to use in like your documenting. I don't know why it just struck me so weird, and because it struck me so weird, I wanted to use them. I didn't want to put them in the stash and forget about them. I wanted to use them right away because I wanted to get out of my comfort zone and just use it. So back to the question. I use nap time. That's what I do. I do everything during nap time. I don't try to do anything while the baby is awake. I don't try to do anything while the boys are at home because that's just not fair to them, and it's not fair to me personally. My baby naps probably 2 hours. I get a 2-hour window of him being asleep while the boys are at school. And so, yeah, that's what I do. I use that time and I do everything then. Now, I will say I have 3 children. I've done this 3 times. As a new mother, things were quite different for me personally. I was working and then stopped working to stay at home with the baby. And so that transition from having a life outside of the home to only having a life inside of the home with a baby was really hard, and I did not find my creative flow until baby was probably a year old, my first. And then I started wanting to be creative. I wanted to start documenting his life, and I wanted to start documenting everything. And so that is something that took time. I wasn't able to do it right away. So to compare our situations would be really unfair because as a new mother who is completely tired in this new transition and this new stage of life, you know, our situations are just hardly comparable. So pause again. I know a lot of you are freaking out because I'm cutting this postcard, but I wanted to use it, and I just didn't think I would send anybody a bread postcard. So I just cut it out for my layout and put it on there. And I used the scissors, and that was in the kit. So, okay, so back to what I was saying. Yeah, it's just not really fair to kind of compare our situations if you're a new mom and this is a whole new transition, a whole new stage of life for you. I've done this 3 times. This is new for me. I'm used to being able to carve out my personal time around my children. I'm used to having to sacrifice. I'm used to, you know, being patient and going through those stages, you know, when Cullen, my third, was born, my baby, who is a baby now, when he was born, I had to step away from everything creative for 4 months because I had to transition into life with three. I had to transition into getting pregnant again right away. You know, my baby was only 10 weeks old when I got pregnant again. I was only not pregnant for 10 weeks. So there was another hormonal imbalance, and there was a whole lot of other stuff that went along with that. That's just not something I want to talk about in this video. But as moms, I just want to encourage you to be patient. Don't give yourself a hard time. And just embrace this stage of life that you are in. I know it may look really easy that because I'm doing it and I have three moms and I've got it all figured out and I'm all put together. But it's just about time management and the fact that I've been doing it for, 7 years almost. So yeah, I just don't want to discourage any of you moms out there who think that they can't do it, because you can. Absolutely can. You just have to make it a priority for yourself. And I did. This being able to document is a priority for me. Being able to get into my space, I make it a priority, and my husband knows it and my kids know it. Everybody knows when mommy goes into her office, she needs time and she needs space. If I do it while they are home, I rarely do, but they know when I do. Just find something to do. So I hope that answered your question. I hope that answered anybody else's curiosity on how I seem to be able to do all of these things and still keep my house together and rear my children. But that's exactly what it is. I took time to transition. I'm experienced. I make it a priority. And yeah, that's all there is to it. So I found this old wax seal this weekend and I want to kind of use it. So I've lit my stick and I didn't really feel like waiting around for it forever. So I'm just holding my lighter to it. I'm wasting a lot of fluid doing this, but I'm just accelerating the melting process to get this wax to melt faster. But the seal was dirty, or it was too deep, or maybe I didn't have enough wax. I'm not sure, but it actually got stuck. Maybe I tried to pull it away too quick because I was in a rush because I was filming, but the wax actually stuck inside of the seal, and it didn't give me the most perfect impression. I'm not a wax seal expert. I don't claim to be in any way, but I was really disappointed with this. You kind of can't tell here because I kind of push it back down. But there is wax inside the seal, and I pulled out here, you'll see. So yeah, mistakes being made on camera all the time. So yeah, and then I just used that stamp to flatten down the bubble of wax because I didn't want it to create too big of a bubble. And at this point, I think I'm pretty well done. I'm going to bring it in closer for you to see. Oh, that's a lie. I'm going to add some washi and then I'll be done. But I'm going to bring it in closer so you guys can see some of the details. I hope this inspires you, first of all, to get creative. Second of all, to use supplies that maybe you're not really comfortable using. And to just do it. Just make it a priority for yourself. If that is what makes you happy, if that's what makes you feel healthy, take the time out. Find it. Put it into your schedule. So that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you have a great day. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I will catch you guys later. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.